Flood woes continue to batter down on Bangladesh as the new administration tries to find its feet. Torrential rain that resulted in flooding was reported from Bangladesh as well as northeast India, a common consequence of high rainfall and overflowing rivers.
From India's western region of Gujarat to the northeastern states of Manipur and Tripura, intense rain has triggered floods in parts of the country yet again. In Manipur, in India's northeast, hundreds of homes and acres of farmland were flooded as rivers burst their banks. Floodwaters entered residential areas, inundating hundreds of houses and swathes of agricultural fields, causing widespread damage and forcing the residents to move to relief camps. Around 300 people were staying in 4 relief camps located around Thorbal district. Monsoon rains triggered flash floods and submerged large parts of Tripura too, the worst floods the state is facing since 1983. Soldiers in lifeboats ferried people to safety after heavy rain triggered floods and landslides. 65,000 people have been forced to evacuate. The death toll has risen to 31. The state's biggest river, the Gomti, which flows through the district of Comilla in neighbouring Bangladesh to empty into the Bay of Bengal, was flowing above the danger mark. Calamity knows no political borders. Bangladesh too has been hit by the rain havoc. In the east of the country, villagers waded through flood water to reach safer ground. Heavy rains over several days means the Gomti River is flowing above the danger mark, inundating at least 15 villages and displacing hundreds of families. As of Tuesday, 23 people were confirmed dead.
I used to live in this mud hut with my family. Strong current of flood water destroyed the house. So I sent my family to a shelter and now I'm guarding the household.
We could not retrieve anything from our home. When it started to flood at 11 p.m., we were sleeping. We did not know it was going to be so dangerous. In the morning, when we stepped out of our home submerged in knee-deep water, the water along the roads was nearly as deep as our necks. We just came out with our lives intact.
My home is under chest-deep water. If you see behind me is a high school building turned into a shelter. Over 1,000 people took refuge in there. All of them are solvent people, but this dangerous flood compels everyone to come here.
In the Feni, scores of people were evacuated as floods wreaked havoc. As floodwaters show signs of receding, many of the 5.7 million affected people remain isolated and in urgent need of food, clean water, medicine and clothes. Blocked roads have hindered rescue and relief efforts, especially in remote areas. The floods pose another challenge for the new administration. Chief Advisor Mohammad Yunus said his government has taken all necessary measures to ensure swift return to normalcy for flood victims. Allegations erupted that the floods were caused by opening of Dumbar Dam sluice gates on the Gomti in India's Tripura, an assertion New Delhi has rejected. India's Ministry of External Affairs said such a charge was factually not correct. It has clarified that flooding in Bangladesh was primarily due to water flowing from large catchment areas on the Gomti River, downstream from the dam. The statement said, floods on the common rivers between India and Bangladesh are a shared problem inflicting sufferings to people on both sides and requires close mutual cooperation towards resolving them. India has also rubbished fresh charges that opening of the Farakka barrage, 18 kilometres from the Bangladesh border, was causing problems. The MEA statement clarified that the opening of the Farakka barrage gates, allowing 1.1 million cusecs of water to flow into the Padma River system, is a normal practice during the monsoon. Every year, the monsoon season brings South Asia 70 to 80% of its annual rainfall, and with that, flooding and landslides. But it's not just monsoon. Scientists say climate change is a big factor behind the erratic and unpredictable rains. The frequency of extreme floods is on the rise in the subcontinent, mainly in Bangladesh, India, and Pakistan. And another reminder for urgent climate action.